Episode 17 of Cowboy Bebop, Mushroom Samba, where the crew trips on mushrooms, magical mushrooms on this desert planet. And it starts, I almost think they start too many episodes like this, but the Bebop crew is out of food again. We've seen this like 5 times throughout the series. They're always out of food, it seems. They're also out of fuel, and they're drifting to Europa. So they're just going to ride it out to Europa and then maybe do some, I don't know, panhandling or something. But before they get to Europa, a ship crashes into them, hits them off course. They end up crashing into Lo. That's the name of the place. The moon's called Lo. L-O. It's in Jupiter, of course. And this is a desert planet with a very small town that they're going to try to go to get some food, water, and eventually repair their spaceship. Part of Lo is stuck in the 70s, the 1970s, with a bunch of blaxploitation actors walking around here. You never know what you're going to get in this series. I find this quite funny. First person that Edward runs into when she goes on this walk looking for food is a black woman with a huge afro by the name of Coffee, based on the 1973 blaxploitation movie Coffee featuring Pam Grier. You know, I might have that trailer sitting around somewhere. I used it in my other video when we covered monsters. In the episode where Pam Grier starred in the episode Hostile Takeover.
My name's Coffee. I know where you want to, and you go. This is the end of your rotten life, you dope pusher.
Damn, it's still funny watching it a second time. They should make trailers like this again. They also have some great music in this episode. When Ed's going on her walk, they play this horn-heavy funk music that fits perfectly with the imagery of her and the dog Ein walking in this desert heat, waving their hands in the air with the filter of mirages around them. So this woman Coffee buys a watermelon from the watermelon stand, and Ed and Ein decide to jump in the back of her trunk and follow her into town to see if they can find some food, since they weren't able to buy the watermelon because it costs money. This episode has action as well, and since this is a bounty hunting series, there is a bounty here, and his name's Domino Walker, and he's a mushroom dealer. He sells magic mushrooms that get you really high. And this woman Coffee is also a bounty hunter looking for Domino Walker. But who manages to find this bounty first? Is it the bounty hunter Coffee? No, of course, it's Ed being an idiot, just walking around and bumping into him and then chasing him. We also see another man who's after Domino Walker. His name is Shaft. You know, they're really on the nose with these names. Domino's able to get away from these 3 hardcore bounty hunters. Well, Shaft's not exactly a bounty hunter. One of his brothers bought some of these mushrooms and ended up dying, but for all intent and purposes, they're all going after Domino Walker to take him down. And as Domino Walker is running away, he drops some mushrooms and Ed takes him back to the Bebop ship. But while she acts very goofy, she is a hacker, and she notices Ein, the dog, in a hilarious scene, takes a bite out of the mushrooms and then starts hopping around like this. Guess that's what dogs look like when they get high. They just jump up into the air. And so she lays a trap for the Bebop crew. She wants to test this mushrooms on the other 3 members, Jet, Spike, and Faye, and see how they react. And then if they are fine, then she's going to eat them herself. However, they don't react fine to these mushrooms. They each 3 take a mushroom, and we see a sequence where each 3 of them start tripping. Spike is walking up the stairs of the Bebop ship, and then just starts seeing this long hallway right here, and then just begins to walk in place. Faye Valentine is in the bathroom and just decides she's underwater swimming with fishes. And Jet Black, in the most realistic scene, starts talking to his bonsai trees and having a great conversation with them. So while this is an Ed-focused episode, there's enough other characters, and you don't see Ed talk all that much during this episode, that I actually find it quite enjoyable. I made it clear it's my least favorite of the Bebop crew, but this episode is so fun and funny with these blaxploitation characters that are catching this bounty, the Bebop crew tripping balls, that while Edward can be a little annoying with her gasps and screams, it's not only focused on her, there's enough other funny stuff going on. However, the Bebop crew is out of commission, so it is up to Edward. And as I mentioned before, it seems like the creators know that Ed is the least popular of the Bebop crew, so even the episode that features her, it has so many other characters. She goes on her scooter to catch this bounty, but really she catches him through happenstance, and you see kind of this funny shootout with these other characters like Shaft and Coffee, since Ed herself doesn't really have any tools to catch a bounty. She doesn't know martial arts, she wasn't a cop like Spike was, and she isn't able to use her sexuality or cunningness the way Faye is. And you get a really nice scene where there's a shootout on a train as they're trying to catch this guy Domino. And once again, Ed finds herself in possession of mushrooms again. First time she ran into Domino, he dropped mushrooms, and this time he actually gave her mushrooms to let him go. And she accepts this deal. And come to find out, they actually are real mushrooms. This is a mushroom dealer who sells the magic mushrooms, but it seems like he's a bit of a scam artist too, and mixes in just regular shiitake mushrooms with his magic ones, like supposed coke dealers do with sugar. So it ends with them eating mushrooms, real mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, for a very long time. They're so good at these endings where it ends up back on the Bebop ship and there's something funny that happens. So Mushroom Samba is a really enjoyable episode. There's no other episode like this, but it's not just a comedy episode. It mixes in action, love of blaxploitation movies, 3 different side characters, plus the characters tripping balls on the Bebop ship. So they throw a lot at you, and I think it works. I think this is a great episode. I'm going to give it an 8. And it's one of the best for music, too. Next up is episode 18, Speak Like a Child. After they play the ending song, Real Folk Blues, they then show you a clip of the next episode that's going to be playing with one of the characters of the Bebop crew doing a voiceover. And I have to say, this one is super bizarre. Usually they get you pumped up. Next time on Cowboy Bebop, we go to Jupiter and Spike has to fight this villain who's been stealing dogs from a transport as Faye tries to run away from the loan sharks. This one, they literally set you up for a bad episode. And yeah, Speak Like a Child I think is not a very good episode. But wow, watch this.
Actually, this story doesn't go anywhere. At first glance, it's pointless, and the ending is forced. But then again, what conclusions will you draw from it?
It's like they're messing with us. They're like, this next episode's gonna be boring, so don't expect anything. It's gonna be boring. And yeah, Speak Like a Child is a head-scratching one. But we'll go over it next time. Find out why it's so, nothing. Check out our playlist for all episodes of Cowboy Bebop. We're doing all 26. We covered all episodes of Pet Shop of Horrors, Fear Itself, Monsters. Almost done with Tales from the Dark Side. Also doing Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Black Mirror. Thanks a lot.